Not playing the traditional Crane mid-range that you might see. Today he's playing kind of a tower deck in this iteration of Clan War. Up against him is AmmanasPL, a player I'm not too familiar with, but I do know that he's a very competent player. Outside of my lack of personal knowledge of the guy. So the game is starting in 7 minutes, so we have plenty of time to look at the decks. First up is Erik Arrow, Kunikakita, of course, Keeper Void, Manicured Guardian, Upholding Authority, Honor's Reward, Pilgrimage, Pursuit of Justice. Really stable kind of province row. It doesn't do anything super flashy outside of Upholding Authority, but it gets you there. It has some tricks in Honor's Reward, of course, and Pursuit of Justice, which is an interesting pick here. Dynasty deck is very consistent. It is almost 3-offs outside of 1-off. Kageu, we see Challenger, Diplomat, Utaru, the old Utaru, Doji Whisperer, Kakita Kaisin, the 1-off Master of the Court, Masterpiece Painter, Mia Mystic, Paragon of Grace makes an appearance. Not a card you see that often anymore, but I do think that Erik likes this card. It looks like he has used a bit too much makeup though, he's quite yellow in the face. Holdings, 12 holdings. We see Tea House, Favorite Ground, Storehouse, and Dojo. So Erik's gonna have to be careful not to get bricked, which is a risk. I have seen it happen with this deck, so he's gonna be depending on that a bit, I think. Conflict deck is Bonsai, Court Games, Defend Your Honor, Disparaging Challenge, which is the Harpoon event. Yep, Gauging Custom, so we see Unicorn Splash. Turn Offense, Voice of Honor, we have the Crane. Also this we see very consistent, very few one-offs, Silver Bullet cards going for the consistency. We see New Name, Duelist Training, Dutiful Assistant, which is a new card that gives +2 glory to honored characters. We see Favorite Mount for a move-in, works really well with the duels, Pursuit of Justice of course as well, and against Send Homes and Covert. Fankatana for the military power, Hunting Falcon for some extra military power, and Steed of the Steppes for some ready. So yeah, this is a tower deck. As you see, there are no conflict characters, which ups the risk even more of him bricking in Dynasty, but when you only need to play barely one character per turn, it's kind of fine, right? The classic opening with this deck is Dodgy Challenger with 3 Fate. If you're first player, really strong opener. Challenger with the Kakita Dojo. You drag in the opponent and you duel it, and the round is nice. Couple that with the Return Offense, and you have 2 broken provinces in a turn. So this deck can really hit hard, but it can also break. A bit of a risk-reward thing here, but Erik is a very competent pilot, so we'll have to see how he handles his opponent, who is AmmanasPL, playing Tributary to the Void, Kyuremyushi, Seeker of Void, so a lot of Void here. Secret Cache, Upholding Authority, Honor's Reward, Pilgrimage, and Lord's Ascendancy coming in from a Kyuremyushi deck. Very interesting. I have not seen this deck before a couple of minutes ago. Dynasty is Liar, Manipulator, Entertainer, Curse Catcher, Disciple of Shinsei, Loyal Challenger, Yogo Paramore, Fawning Diplomat, 2 Master Whispers, 1 Kachiko, 1 Shouju, Old Shouju, 3 Yogo Junso, Bayushi's Whispers, and Hantai the 38th. So very expensive Dynasty deck here actually, from a Scorpion point of view. So we see 5 costers and 4 6 costers in this deck. That is actually quite insane. Holdings, we see Geisha House of course, 2 Favorite Ground and 1 Storehouse. And when we go to the splash, we also see Unicorn Splash, and it's only one type of card because of the low influence. It is Command Tributary. So attached character gains move one fate from this character to the chosen character, another character, which I guess works really nicely with Lord's Ascendancy, and could be nice with Junso as well, where you play him with dire, or you make him dire. You steal fate of a character, or discard a fate, and then you play a command on something else to save him and do it the same next turn. Also see Tessen as a Messenger of Mystery, Golden Sneak, Sadako, only 2 Sadako in the Kyuden Byushi, interesting, and also as Kachiko in the Conflict. Assassination Banzai, Censure, Court Games for Shame, Way of the Scorpion, calling a favor is going to be important in this matchup, of course. Forgery, 3 Shadow Step as the restricted card, and Ambush 3 of. So a lot of expensive events, a lot of big characters here. Very expensive deck all around, I think, which is gonna be interesting to see how Ammanas can manage to juggle all that fate. So it's gonna be interesting. It's a tower deck versus a deck that revolves around removing fate from characters with Junso. And Hante is also going to be really strong for Ammanas if he can get the favor, which is going to be a bit easier with Falling Diplomat, coupled with Shadow Step, of course, which means you can get the favor in the middle of a turn. Really cool combo there. And you can also use Shadow Step on Hante if you want to. The 6 Glory isn't a big detriment for him. You see Bayushi's Whisper is also a good Shadow Step target, of course. Kachiko not so much. Shouju is decent. Master Whisper for some extra card draw. Paramore could be good. Disciple of Shinsei, of course. Get a double attachment discard. And that's probably one of the best. Beautiful Entertainer, if you're in a pinch, you can gain an extra honor, which of course, because she gets dishonored, so you're only netting 1. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting matchup here. Let's see if the players are getting ready. Predictions. It's going to be tough. Erik is going to have to be careful not to commit too much into an unsafe tower. Let's say he dumps everything onto a tower but can't protect it with his Voices of Honor and Defender Honors. He doesn't run Finger of Jade, so Junso is gonna have a field day removing fate from towers, I think. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's see if the players are getting ready. Let's look at the schedule real quick. Yep. If they don't show up, I guess I'll have a look at Casa versus Rob instead. Rob on Crane, even though he's a very eminent dragon player, of course, from the old game. Looks like my teammates' game, Takeru versus Suburbanite, is over. The game was on 3 breaks to 3 when I left, which was really exciting. We also see a lot of Clan War games here. We see Cortius versus Pablon. And this is not a Clan War game, but it is Daken, so we might take a look at that. And we also see, yeah, Casa versus Rob. There's Ammanas getting ready. Let's have a quick look at the standings in Clan War while we wait for Erik to give us the password. So Zelo is taking the lead right now with 2 honorable victories, leading the way with the Mad Dogs. enemy is Sir Walter, 2 wins. A lesser known name, also Turtle Dude. Really nice 2 wins. We see Enrique, of course, an up-and-coming lion who has been taking names in the Disco League. Kunibetti at 2 wins as well with the Shigenya deck. We see Sioe with the... I think he's playing Shiroshinyo or something. Nyx, of course, classic Scorpion player with 2 wins as well. Panos, not fragile, with 2 wins with Crab. Starsocket, of course, the maintainer of Jigoku right now. 2 wins. Christian playing HMT on 2 wins. What the Crichton, not sure who that is, but 2 wins with Crab. Looking strong. Puruk, of course, Italian, if I'm not mistaken. 2 wins. Idamoro, German Crab, I think. Comeback Man, also Italian. Lion player. Looking good. Suburbanite took the win against Takeru. Okay. So he managed to defend the Berserker Onslaught. Zorso also at 2 wins, along with Gwydion. And let's see if any of these players can join them. And I guess the password. So let's get this started. AmmanasPL versus Daidoji Erik. The teams were the Arrow Nosed Away for Erik, and what was the other team? Jade Warriors, Loyalist Mushrooms from Ammanas. So let's zoom in on the action. Get ready. So Erik is on first player, which, as we mentioned before, is really good for this deck if you can find a Doji Challenger, along with maybe a Duelist Training or Kikita Dojo, and Return Offense could be a really good start for Erik here. Let's have a quick reminder of the province rows. We have Manicured, Upholding, Honor's Reward, and Pilgrimage. Pursuit of Justice on the Stronghold. And we have Secret Cache, Pulling Authority, Honor's Reward, Pilgrimage, and Lord's Ascendancy for Ammanas. I assume we're going to see Honor's Reward on Stronghold. But it is up to time to show us. Alright, let's settle in. Settle in and settle down. I need some more water. Grab a drink yourselves and let's enjoy this. Ooh, really nice start here from Erik. We do see the Challenger and we do see an Imperial Storehouse along with Kageu, which along with a new name could ready this Challenger if Erik so wishes. Ammanas looking at a decent start. I think the Lyre could be good. We'll have to see Entertainer and Shinsei. But for Erik, we're gonna see the Masterpiece Painter, so we are gonna see the Masterpiece Painter probably gonna get disguised over with a Kageu, and I think Erik didn't play a Challenger because of that favorable ground we see in the row. And also the Masterpiece Painter is stronger political than Challenger. Unhonored. Ordinary, I think is the correct word, yeah. And we just see Ammanas passes. He is not wanting to deal with these painting cranes. Hey Usagi, how are you doing? Watching this awesome game. And we do see a Dutiful Assistant on top of Erik's deck, which he can play, which is Ancestral and gives 2 glory to honored characters. So it's a +2/+2, non-restricted if your character is honored, which is not impossible for Crane, so to speak. I mean, of course it's against Scorpions, so we are going to see a lot of Dishonor with the Scorpion, For Shame, Court Games. But still a good card if you can keep your guys on the positive side of the honor token. Honor, yeah, honor dishonor token. And we are gonna see Masterpiece Painters swinging in with the Hunting Falcon, finding Lord's Ascendancy. I assume that's the province he is attacking, considering he has Ammanas has no defense, and it is gonna be Lord's Ascendancy. We do, of course, know that Ammanas plays 3 ambush, along with a suite of 3, 4, 6 conflict characters in 1 Goblin Sneak, no, 7 Goblin Sneak, Kachiko, Messenger of Mystery, 3 of them, and 2 Sadako. Ammanas going for a Wave to Scorpion. Let's see if Erik goes in for the break attempt here. Erik, of course, playing a lot of military pumps. And we're going to see a fine katana. Is there going to be a reply from Ammanas? No, he's going to take the last fate from Erik and put a fate on the Masterpiece Painter. Also nice combo. Force your opponent to put a lot of fate on the character and then discard it with Junso. So that's another nice combo with Lord's Ascendancy. Really cool. We are gonna see a card get played here, I think. No, that was the Wave to Scorpion that we saw. So Ammanas is considering his choices here. Could be looking at a conflict character, since Erik doesn't have any way of dueling now outside of Defend Your Honor. So as long as Ammanas doesn't play any events after he has played his character, he's gonna be fine. Gonna see Sadako with 4 fate. We do not see any assassinations in Erik's deck. Yep, that's right. So go nuts. 4 fated Sadako. And calling in favors, going to steal the katana. So now a 6-4. That's one of 2 calling in favors gone. And we are going to see a new name get played. So Erik is looking to, if not break, at least force a defense out of Ammanas here. And this dishonor token is really hurting him as well, since Kageyu will be quite weak in political if he so disguises. Another new name. So a lot of names on this Masterpiece Painter. She will be called Jeff and Julian. And no defense from Sadako. Okay. Ammanas is going really aggressive here. Not using his favorable ground, instead opting to go for 2 breaks. There's the disguise with the firing. He is honored. So now it's Daidoji Kageyu, also known as Johnson and Philip, with the new names he has gotten. Done a Genpuku 3 times. That must be some kind of dishonorable thing, or less than ideal, less than glorious, doing a triple Genpuku. We are going to see Sadako swinging into Manicure Garden. No defense from Erik. Instead opting to save Kageyu for a political attack or defense, perhaps. He's not wanting to interact with this 6 military Sadako, and we are going to see a Defend Your Honor get discarded. So 4 fate on both characters. They are in for a fight. A really long brawl here. Wonder if Erik's gonna go for the attack here. He's at very much risk of getting dishonored again, which is less than ideal. That does net him a card. With Kageyu, if Ammanas so wishes to interact with the board. He could also save it for defense. He does have upholding and Pilgrimage and Honor Sword. I think it was Pilgrimage. Yeah. But we are going to see an attack here onto Appalling Authority. No defense and pass from Ammanas. So we are going to see the players just trading provinces. Court games to honor. Playing some cards that he wishes not get discarded. And going void. Ammanas passes, Erik passes, and let's have a look at the hand. Front side, Judas training, Guiding Customs, and Voice of Honor. That is a good hand. I think we might see Guiding Customs get discarded here. To make breaking easier. Yep, Guiding Customs goes. And Erik gets to keep Judas training, Banzai, and Voice of Honor. But unless Ammanas is really unlucky, he will get another break here. Unless he finds Appalling Authority. I mean, Pilgrimage. Let's see. He's clicking around, feeling it. I think this could be Pilgrimage. It is Pilgrimage. Oh, the huge brain play by Erik. Putting his challenger onto Pilgrimage. Let's see if we have a pump out of Ammanas here. We are going to see a Tessin get played, and I think that is worth it. He needs to keep up the race here. Sacrificing a future ready from Sadako, on Sadako, for a confirmed break. Which I definitely think is worth it here. Going up to 9 honors, so players are almost completely equal. Erik is a bit down on cards. He's down 1 card if you count all the cards on board. I mean 2 cards if you count Sadako as a config card as well. Down 1 fate. But still pretty even. Okay, so we see Shouju, we see Paramore, Curse Catcher. And for Erik, we're gonna see Kageyo, Challenger, Kaizen, and 1 favorable ground each. For some movement options, always good to have those. Especially when you can move out as well. Which is not always an option for some strongholds. We're going to see the Paramore get played, really good character against Crane, forcing them to keep trying to honor the characters, keep trying to really good to try to control at least Voice of Honor, which we know Erik has in hand. Ammanas plays 3 censures and 3 forgeries, if I'm not mistaken. 3 censures, 3 forgeries, yeah. And all are inactive. While Erik has the Voice of Honor active. Kaizen is gonna see play. Interesting choice. Making the favorable ground a bit more awkward to use. Of course, Challenger could have done something similar, but reverse, kind of. With Kaizen sending people home, maybe. And Challenger pulling people in. Of course, Kaizen can be used on defense as well, so maybe could be used to ease the defense a bit. Erik, of course, could consider Curse Catcher, and he wants Ammanas to attack this province with the potential to cancel the province and protect this province instead. Probably this is Honor's Reward then, if that is the strategy. If we see Ammanas passing instead, his conflict deck of course is really expensive, so that does make sense. He plays ambushes, he plays catch and go, he plays shadow steps, he plays a lot of stuff that needs faith. So it makes sense. 5-5 still, both players on a healthy, if not honorable, 9 honor each. Sadako coming in at a hefty 7-5, and Erik's tower is up to 9-8. Along with Kaizen at 3 and Paramore at 1-3. Oh, okay. So Ammanas is gonna go political water here with just the Paramore. This is just to take the fate and perhaps force a defense out of Erik, which means that the Paramore can just bow and summon or something. But we are gonna see holding authority, so even better for Ammanas. I was wrong in my prediction. It's going to be upholding here. So now Ammanas has the choice if he wants to break this, perhaps if Erik doesn't defend, or if he just triggers Paramore and dishonors something. Erik doesn't defend, he likes upholding getting discarded, having his whole turn, whole round even, planned out for him. Barring any extra card draw from potential Earthring, but Paramore is gonna trigger, stopping the break, dishonoring Kageu, turning off Voice of Honor for now. Passes. I think we're gonna just see a passive from Ammanas. No real use in putting extra effort into this conflict. The watering isn't really great in this particular situation. Ammanas is considering something though. I wonder what his brain is doing now. Is he going to try to claim the favor, get an extra ring for the glory count? Could be. But no, it's gonna be a pass from Ammanas. And it's Erik's turn to have a go at the provinces, of which there are Pilgrimage and Secret Cache left in row, with probably Honor's reward on Stronghold. So let's see what Erik can do here. He can go with honoring Kageu. So that means we're probably gonna see Kaizen attack here. Keeping Kageu back, keeping the Voice of Honor active. While we see Kaizen swinging in to get honored by the Kyurem Kakitan. Which is also pretty nice because he has the favorable ground if he loses the duel against Sadako. So we could see some tricky movement here. Gonna be Earth. Getting that extra card draw, getting some information out of your opponent. And having some extra options, always good. The Ring of Earth, of course. Erik taking some time to consider what to do here. He could go with Kageu, but that leaves him quite open for a counterattack. But it's gonna be both. It's gonna be Pilgrimage. And we are gonna see the defense here from Ammanas. Interesting. So Erik has some options here. He can use Kaizen to lose the duel and move Kaizen home. He can move home with favorable ground as well. But that means that Sadako is going to move home as well with the favorable ground probably. But then Erik can move back in with a favorable mount. So some tricky play here. Lots of stuff to consider for Ammanas with this attack. And it is currently breaking as well with Sadako defending. So we're gonna see if Ammanas commits to this. We know that Erik has at least a Banzai in hand. No Banzai with no voice. No duelist training. Yeah. Do we know a voice? What's your voice? Yeah, it was a voice. That's what I thought. Yeah, this is a tough defense for Ammanas. He's gonna have to calculate this well. He knows of the duelist training, he knows of the Banzai. And he's gonna defend. Ooh, that is risky. I mean, of course, he can use Kirumayushi in the conflict to ready Sadako. Do we see the Banzai? Do we see a Voice of Honor or Defend Your Honor? I think a voice could be good here, which means that Kageu is still gonna be above for Defend Your Honor, if there is such a thing. Yep. Ooh, we're gonna see the Defend Your Honor first. That is interesting. I guess use it now when you can. Ammanas bidding 3 and Erik bidding 4 actually. Erik bidding to win and Ammanas bidding to win or tie. If Erik bid 1. So decent bids for both. Shadow stepping the Paramore. Let's see if we see a voice on this to dishonor Kageu perhaps. Interesting choice. To go for a shadow step here. With knowing that Erik still has a duelist training in hand and Kikita. But I guess the tempo is pretty good here. If Erik doesn't play the duelist training, this could be quite good. Quite good, but we are gonna see the Voice of Honor to cancel that shadow step. And Erik passes, he's breaking. And of course, if we see Ammanas moving out here, we could see Erik moving out, perhaps Kageu as well, to just Banzai case and break this. Ammanas in a tough spot again. Really smashy game here. Provinces breaking left and right, every conflict. We're gonna see a ambush. And a very interesting ambush. Only Bayushi Shouju and Messenger of Misery. Do we have another cancel from Erik though? 3 cancels gone. Do we see a voice? Very aggressive ambush here. It is keeping Erik from breaking currently. Although again, we do see the duelist training in Erik's hand. But we do have the Kyuden Bayushi ready to ready. Sadako. If that is the bow target. Although bowing Shouju could also be good, meaning it breaks. So Erik down to 5 cards in hand. Duelist training and Banzai we know of. Uh-oh. My internet is fine, I think. Uh-oh. Let's try to rejoin here. See how far back we are. If we can. Oh no, I want to see this. Let's close it and try again. Suka. Hello, Suka. Is it just this game or can we watch anything else? We cannot. Did it crash? Oh, hang on. Server died. Oh no. That's too bad. That game was getting quite interesting. I think Erik was a bit ahead. But still there was lots of breaking left for Ammanas. So I guess we are gonna have to wait and see if it comes back up. But yeah, there the game goes. Okay. That is too bad. We can have a quick checkup on how Casa versus Rob is going, I think. Maybe, if I can guess the password. I can guess the password. Okay, so we're gonna have a quick look at here before we leave for the day. So Rob is doing alright versus Casa. Let's full screen this. So it is Sevenfold Palace. Some kind of courtier build. We see Renowned Singer, really nice with Sevenfold Palace. Chancellor's Aid, Captivating Stories, lots of political power here. Along with Noble Sacrifice, Sotori. Against, ooh, this is a Fire Katana deck. Rob with the misclick, he's not... he doesn't play online a lot, so misclicks are bound to happen. And, ooh, we see a lot of good cards having been spent here by Casa. There's the Keeper. Keeper Initiate, a really classic card. Notorious card, even. That got restricted really late in Alpha Wars history. Often being an auto-include in every Keeper deck before that. And after that, a bit of a tougher choice to include. Although Crane not having that many restricted choices to make in Jade. Oh no. This game as well. Is it my fault? Am I the one disconnecting these people? Guess it's not my day to stream. That's too bad. So we are gonna see Ammanas and Erik setting the game back up. We're also gonna see Lambershasby and Flipa starting their game soon. And LGB and Shidori, also a good game. Lots of good games this evening. Gonna get to play. But unfortunately, I don't think I will have time to cover these games. I was barely managing to cover Ammanas and Erik. So I think I'm gonna have to cut it here, unfortunately. But do go and watch these games. Of course, we're gonna root for Lambershasby, the underdog, versus Flipa. Not because he's on my team, just because he's an underdog in that matchup. Of course, this matchup is gonna be interesting when it takes off again. So I unfortunately think that is gonna be it for me today. Yeah, I'm disconnecting again. Maybe the servers are saying nope to every game. But thanks for watching. The entertainment we got was really good until the end. And I hope to get some good coverage of the other games maybe tomorrow or next week. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.